Tom on the left.
Tom, one more time to the left, right here. Starting to your left. Thank you.
Tom, straight ahead, straight ahead.
For Wilson up top.
Tom, can you face us one more time to your left, Tom?
No kid has ever had their feelings hurt by a toy that they are playing. Right? But every kid, probably every kid, has had their feelings hurt by something that has been typed about them on a screen that they have, either a phone or anything like that. Without a doubt, the tools at our disposal are wonderful things, and without a doubt, they are responsible for some very cruel moments in people's lives. Now, you gotta use one, but you always have to, I think, invest in the other. Tools are great to use, without a doubt, but if you're not having fun with toys, if you're not playing with your friends and their toy, you're missing out on life.
Mr. Hank, sir, Tom, straight ahead. Can you come right here? Tom, straight ahead, please.
I think the connection that he has with everybody else, you know, these movies are really about deep, long-lasting friendships and how adversity comes along, but everybody can get together and help the other person out when they need a hand. I think it's weird that these stories about toy slinky dogs and marionettes and styrene spacemen end up being a lesson for us all in the real world. You know, you got it. Do you have a Jessie in your life? You got a Buzz in your life, right? All right. There you go. You're Woody to somebody's Buzz, and somebody's Buzz is to your Woody. So that's a good thing.
I'm very good tonight. A little excited, kind of geeked out. I'm waiting for some popcorn.
And Jay right down the middle. All that. Last one, Jay. Right.
I wanted to keep the same as I wanted to reunite with Woody. It was a very touching scene in 4 where we said goodbye to each other. And that's all I wanted. When he said, "Are you going to do it again?" I said, as long as there's a cool scene, and there is a cool scene. Very short, but it's sweet. I wanted to reunite with my buddy.
You know, I was so excited because I felt like there was a Jessie story in there, and I knew if they were going to do it, it was going to be really good, and you don't always get that opportunity. In the whole business, you don't always get that opportunity to work with the very best of the best. And so I was thrilled, honored. I was honored. You know, there's a lot of little girls that aren't Cinderella. There's a lot of little girls that aren't feeling that beauty thing all the time, that want to play and want to be part of everything. And so I think she speaks to them. Well, I was just so excited because I thought so many more people will come see the movie. And I think the movie's so good. It's so good. They did such a good job with it.
Greta Eyes here again.
She's so fun. I think initially I was like, okay, she's a villain, she's a device, like is she really stiff, is she dry, like how am I going to get into the mindset of this device? And then I realized she's actually just like a lot of the people in my life. She's very assertive and I would say type A and a kind of know-it-all, but maybe she has a reason to be because she's hooked up to the World Wide Web. So it's just really fun to actually play her like a person who's like not always right, but has the best intentions. I think if I just think about how people are so flawed, and people can have all kinds of different personality traits, and like no one's perfect, and so I really, with the help of Andrew Stanton and Kenna Harris, we really kind of leaned into that part of her.
There you go. Excellent.
Even the fact that I'm invited to this party is always very surreal, and you know, I love Forky. Forky is just the sweetest, most open, curious character. So to represent him is a joy. Oh man, you see this community of toys that have each other's back. They stick together, and that's what life's about. Those relationships that you trust each other and they're for each other. I think it hit me this movie that I was actually in for. So I have a delayed response because it's so overwhelming and exciting.
Smarty Pants, one of the newest additions to the storied Toy Story franchise, and I think people are going to be very pleased. And I'm just saying that because they told me to say that. I have no idea, but I had a lot of fun doing it. It was a dream come true, so. It's great storytelling and it's amazing animation and art direction. I mean, the creative team behind these is superlative. They're the best, absolute best. So I think that's it. I mean, they really work hard on telling a great story, and they tell it beautifully. And I think they never lose sight. There's been so many advances in animation and what you can do, and I think they never lose sight of the fact that it has to be an amazing story.
Such an honor. I'm in love with the franchise. It's kind of surreal, so I'm just enjoying the ride. Atlas is he's don't take it from me. Watch it yourself. He's kind of crucial to the story because he's an old school GPS. He needs a battery to keep going, but that's just a lesson in life. Keep your battery charged. But he's crucial. You need him for navigation. What can I say? I think it's so timely and relevant, and I think it's to have the balance is what's important because it makes you cry. Each and every one will tug at your heartstrings, makes you laugh, and makes you feel closer to family and whoever you're around.
Well, the difference is that you can show up wearing whatever you want without people saying, go into your wardrobe. You know what I'm saying? And it's just so cool because they don't see your face, they only hear your voice. And you can do all these facial expressions. For an example, if your character is joyful, you don't want to go, hi, my name is, say, Tom. You want to go, hi, my name is Tom. You know what I'm saying? You got to be joyful, facial expressions, and I just love voice acting. Right now, I feel like she's in the middle of finding out whether she's going to stay with technology or stay with toys, and I think she should stay with her toys, but when we watch the movie, we're going to figure out what she learns, what she figures out, how she makes friends, and probably getting her imagination back. I was shocked. If I see her at this carpet today, I'm going to scream. I love her music so much. Use your imagination, and you're only a kid once, so really make your life joyful. Make it have fun. Do the best you can.
And again, and one more.
I think that this is amazing. I mean, Toy Story has been going on since the 1990s, way before I was born, and to be able to be here at this amazing movie premiere and be a part of Toy Story after such a long time of it growing and evolving, it means so much. That's so cool. I watched all of the Toy Story movies. I loved them. And so I think being here means a lot to me. Blaze is the best character. I love Blaze. She is an older kid who loves to play with her toys, and her and Bonnie meet throughout a series of circumstances, and I think that she is a very inspirational character throughout the movie because she isn't afraid to be herself at a lot of moments in time, and I think that's really important. That's really powerful. I know my mom called. I was over at my friend's house, and my mom called me, and she said Taylor Swift is going to be doing the one of the songs for the movie, and I was like, oh my gosh! One of my friends loves Taylor Swift, so I told her, and she just started screaming. She was so excited. I was equally as excited.
Oh my my gosh, it's a dream come true for me to be a part of this historical franchise. You know, I've been a Disney kid. I grew up in Orange County, California, and so I grew up going to Disneyland. I was a Disneyland pass holder, and yes, Pixar, I mean, the fact that they've been around for 40 years and that it's Toy Story's 30th anniversary, it's just historical, and what they've been able to do with technology is just amazing. They are the forefront of pioneering computer animation, and they're still, you know, they still keep one-upping. Every single film that they come out with is amazing, and I'm such a huge fan of Andrew Stanton. Wall-E and Finding Nemo and Finding Dory are my favorites, and so when I found out that it was Andrew Stanton directing this Toy Story 5, I lost it. I cried because his way of storytelling is just so phenomenal, and him matched up with Kenna Harris is amazing, and Lindsey Collins directing it. They are just the dream team, and I'm just so blessed, and I feel so honored that I'm a part of this new Toy Story 5. Recording Snappy was a dream come true. She is just this excitable camera, and she's always there to help. You know, she comes out of this cabinet and she's like, I'm here to help. Whatever problem there is, I'm here to help. And recording was amazing. Andrew has this rhythmic way of directing, and I'm a dancer, I'm a trained dancer, and so it felt like I was doing a full ballet, a full choreography, you know, piece from beginning to end, and I loved his rhythm of directing. It was just, I was sweating in the recording booth because I was so physical with my movement, which I ended up visiting Pixar, and I found out that they were using my video to animate Snappy. So it was so amazing to see that recording session and then what they were able to do with Snappy and her evolution of like original pictures, original sketches of Snappy, and then what she's become for Toy Story 5, the actual movie. I was so overwhelmed with joy. There's been, my mind was just racing. Also, it was just such an honor to be at Pixar, and I got to meet with Brent, the animation director, and she cut together this whole entire video, and I saw all the iterations, and I was like, wow, the time that it takes for these Pixar artists to create Snappy and the iterations of her, and it's a journey, and I just, They told me how I was offered the role and how they went in for a blind casting, and I don't know, it's just been such a dream come true. I still can't believe I'm here. I can't believe it. I'm like, ah!
And staying with me, one more if I could.
First of all, it is an epic honor to be in any Toy Story film, but Toy Story 5, it's just a career highlight for me. It really is. And to be Mr. Potato Head, that Don Rickles originated, it's a real special honor. Well, we tried because the fans expect Mr. Potato Head to sound and be just like who he is. So we worked really hard to capture that essence and to bring the spirit of what he brought to it. Courage, fearless, absolutely. And a little cranky and a bit of a Weisenheimer.
It feels like the honor of a lifetime, and I am literally pinching myself even right now. I can't believe I'm here.
And to the left.
And then look at a little too.
Besides her starchy tuber nature, I would say her essence is very headstrong, go get 'em, doesn't take no for an answer, and she loves her husband and supports everything he does.
That's like asking somebody who's on the crew of the HMS Victory and say, what was it like to Battle of Trafalgar? It's history making. It's beyond my comprehension. I think it's the way the movies are put together, whether it was Hamm or not. I think it's the way that Pixar does it. They concentrate on story. And story, that's important. And we tend to forget that in Hollywood, so Pixar's holding steady. I haven't seen Kristen in a long time. I'm excited to have my family here, my grandchildren, so it's nice. Yeah, of course. Look at all this. This is fun. This is good.
Well, it's a dream come true. You know, it's like it's kind of incredible. I brought my daughter today, and I had to tell her, I'm like, this is unusual, and it's really special. It connects to so many people of all ages, and it will continue to do so. So having a little piece in that is really special.
Hey, Kristen. Kristen, right here, please.
Yeah, she has a great personality. She just wants to play, you know, and that's her, like the rest of the toys. That is kind of her main deal. Well, I haven't seen the movie yet because it's so top secret, but I am curious, you know, because Trixie loves, she loves the internet. She's on there. She could maybe hack some things. But I think deep down, Trixie's more interested in imagination, as we saw in The Land That Time Forgot, where she gets the battle swords and everybody to play. Do y'all watch that? It comes out on Christmas usually.
More glance to your right there. And Bonnie to your right.
Well, it brings a lot of memories back from the very beginning. And then the ripple effect it has on audiences and children that are now adults, and they can share it with their kids. You know, it's really special to be a part of something that the whole family can enjoy together and make a memory of.
Bonnie, eyes left.
Well, I love the process, the teamwork, the inspiration of all the creative, talented people behind these films, and you get to be a part of the team, and it's exciting, it's an honor, it's a privilege, and then you get the results of this beautiful movie that you, as an audience, get to enjoy. Yeah. I guess, it's respectful, laid back. You don't have to have any makeup on. You can show up in your sweats. And it's a real collaboration. And you get to rise to the occasion of all the talent in the room. It's great. Oh, wow. Well, I'll find out tonight. I mean, how can you not love Dolly with her mismatched buttons and her purple hair? I love that character. I'm so proud to represent her.
Melissa, all the way back. There you go.
I mean, it's unreal. I saw the first few when I was a kid, and to be in it, it means everything. It's I don't know. Toy Story is just the top of the whole, Pixar world. I think it's so special. I mean, so I haven't seen it yet, but from just recording my part, I was cracking up. I know that my Karen Beverly, the knifey, she has a really simple mind, and I think that it's really funny, just kind of Bride of Frankenstein type of delivery, and I'm excited to see it. I think it's going to be cool.
Stay with me, Jay, almost done.
It's not lost on me how iconic this franchise is. To be a part of it is really cool. I was in the fourth one. They brought me back for the fifth one. I'm like, okay, I'll take it. Just keep making them is all, all I'm thinking. Just support, through this transitional stage in her life. I think it's really sort of the moment and poignant to talk about screens and how they affect our lives and what that means. And in this world, it's really cool. I just thought it was really smart and interesting. It was like, if ever there was going to be a fifth, if there was ever doubt about it, this was the way to do it, I think. So it was really smart of them to do that, to bring the screens in. The toys themselves kind of represent an analog existence. It's almost throwback in a way, so there is this like nostalgic piece to it. But the digital world has sort of overcome every corner of our lives. And to be able to play with something tangible and interact with something and do it with other people, I think that's part of what the whole Toy Story thing is. And that's why we all connect to it, because we all did that as kids. We weren't staring at screens the whole time. So yeah, I think, I don't know. It's a special thing to be a part of, and I think, like I said, they're just really smart at how they attack the screen thing, It's cool. I mean, stars are out, you know what I mean? Stars are out. It's good to see everybody. Like you said, in the recording process, you kind of in a room, out of a room, you'll kind of see people in passing, shake hands, say hi, but this is where we all get to sort of hang out, maybe have a drink, a little bite to eat, see the friends and family. It's a beautiful thing.
Probably going to cry a lot because I'm so grateful that generation after generation gets to feel this joy and to get on the joy train, you know, and it's like joy doesn't expire, you know, and it's just like we forget that, I forget that, you know, and so like just watching Tom Hanks on Jimmy Kimmel last night, I just was sobbing. He makes me laugh so hard, and we all need each other. We need community. It's about community and being kind. This world, we need to be kind right now, and so I've been doing this for a long time, so to be a part of this is absolutely, like, my legs are shaking. Like, I'm not even trying in my body, I'm trying. It's a great question. What do I really like about Bonnie's mom is she just wants to support her. You know, she's not a helicopter mom, and she's very encouraging, and she's like, you know, and she also makes her speak up for herself. I think that's really good. You know, she's teaching her young girl daughter that who she is perfection.
Can we get you in the middle?
I mean, I am still pinching myself that I'm a part of like true American film legacy. I want to say that the Toy Story movies like practically raised me. I mean, I remember very vividly seeing the first Toy Story movie when I was a kid and just thinking that it was so special. And then becoming a mom and realizing how important these stories are to sort of formulate the ideas that kids have and build their persona and their sense of self. These movies are important, so to be a part of it just feels like a dream. I think he's taking away, I mean, he's obsessed with Woody, but he's taking away like what it means to be a friend, which is so simple, but when you're young, like these are the foundational pieces of what makes up a person. Realizing that kindness is more important than anything, loving your friends, being kind to them, and that's the lesson he takes away. You know, I mean, the story's about the toys and it's about the kids. So the grown-ups in the story are meant to kind of supplement. Blaze's family lives on a farm, and Blaze's mom and dad are sort of grassroots kind of folks. Of course, with all kids today, they're sorting out the difference between things that are in real life and things that are online and tech, and so our story's about that, and it feels important, especially right now.
Right here for me. All three, can I get your eyes right here? Looking right here. Thank you.
One more time.
So like as years go by with us and then we come back with a fresh perspective, so do the toys and the kid that they've grown up with. So you feel like you're evolving with them.
You embrace time passing. I mean, and these movies take a long time to make, they take a long time to come out, and so every time we're checking back in with them, it feels like we have an entirely new chapter to discuss.
Yeah, they're old friends. I just love revisiting them. We loved getting to play with them as we made this movie, and I'm just excited that audiences are finally going to see it.
Always fun to see them together because they never get to see each other together. We get to see them all, and we get to work with our whole crew together all the time. But it's very special for them on a day like this.
I mean, they get a chance to appreciate each other's work and like actually see each other after a long time has gone by sometimes. So I think it's really fun. It's like a reunion on the carpet.
Yeah, everyone looks so fabulous. I've just been geeking out completely because I'm still fanning out about how awesome our cast is. Yeah. We're very lucky. We were just excited about connection because connection unites toys and tech. Kids, in a very important way, connect with their friends online in a way that we wanted to treat seriously, but we also wanted to propose that, hey, connecting with playtime is just as important, and it's this superpower that you and your friends can always access. So,
I mean, also it's just trying to lean into what's real and true. I mean, everybody's struggling. Both we're struggling with our relationship with tech, our kids are struggling with the relationship with tech. So just trying to present it in a really honest way without judging, but just trying to give some hope and optimism at the end.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. I noticed 8 years ago that it was in younger and younger hands. And by the time I started writing on this, it wasn't going away. I'm like, oh, this is like television. It's not going out of the house. Yeah. So that makes it interesting subject matter for not only anybody, but for the toys. What does that do to the toys?
Gentlemen, looking to the left here for me, right next to him.
It's amazing it's really gratifying that these characters have persisted in people's hearts and minds, and you know, there's still a love for them and so forth. So we couldn't be happier about that. It's great. Good 30-year anniversary.
I know, it's friends old and new. You know, Tony Hale's kind of a newcomer to the thing, but of course, this guy's been here forever. That's pretty crazy. Yeah. And of course, the idea, you know, with the toys, they are made out of plastic. They don't age. So it's always a shock to see us looking at each other going, oh.
You guys to your right, you guys to your right over here, guys.
I think, you know, it's in all around us now, and the idea of having a story that doesn't involve that and show that, and it seemed like a great thing since kids used to play with toys, and now the tech's come in, and finding the way to do that without, at the end of the day, vilifying tech, because it kind of just is in a lot of ways. It was an interesting challenge, but I think Andrew and Kenna and Lindsey really threaded the needle with Pete's help and did a beautiful job.
Yeah, it's something that we explored a little bit in Toy Story 4, and then it didn't really work in the film, but it clearly deserved its own spotlight, which this movie does really focus on. And I think we all face it, right? We face it with our kids, seeing our kids looking on their screens instead of having the imagination time, and, you know, I think there's no absolute evil for it, but, you know, it's something that we're all struggling with. No matter what happens, human beings are sort of built to engage with other people and swap ideas and live in this other space, and that's what play is all about. And that's, frankly, that's what we're doing here by making these movies. We're just reverting back to what it was like when we were 5 years old and goofing around with dolls.
At the end of the day, both of these things exist, and using imagination and playing with things like toys, but also figuring out how the tech fits in and can maybe even supplement that, be an added dimension to it. That was kind of what the film's about at the end of it.